Us people with autism are always 2 steps ahead. What happens when we feel a rebuttal against our usual ways of living? You know, I don't like change. I hate when something new comes in and disrupts my flow. It's the typical autism stereotype where they say, oh, they like to colour everything in on the map, and when something's changed they don't like it. But hear me out, it's helpful for you in real life. Remember that they did the Online Safety Act in the UK. They brought that in, and in July we suddenly saw our favourite communities, our valued ones, become locked behind an identity verification wall. We now had to prove that we were over 18 to access crucial sites like, imagine you had a drug problem or an alcohol problem. Perhaps you are a teenage girl who thinks they might be pregnant and you want to find out information on whether you're safe or not online. And you can't do that because you need to prove your age now and you're under 18. How ridiculous is that? Autistic people are always at the forefront of these things. You know the anonymous hacker group, literally called Anonymous, who exposed some corrupt governments around the world. A lot of them are neurodivergent people because they have the skill sets and the niche passion to pursue being the hero in some sort of field. A field of governance, a field of politics, a field of economics. We can always crack the system first. As I said, we are always 2 steps ahead. Back to the Online Safety Act thing. What did the neurodivergent people figure out? Well, they pieced the puzzle together. Do you remember that in the same month that they released the Online Safety Act rule, the people found out that the identity documents of people who'd signed up to the T app, which is a women's dating site, was all leaked literally within the same week of the Online Safety Act government ID checks coming into place. And we found out that it was a terrible idea after all, because all those women who had to publish their ID to get on the site, they were hacked, and 72,000 images, personal images, of their very own ID cards and biometric data of their faces were unveiled. Now, people with autism probably know how to avoid this. At first, when I saw that come in, I didn't know what the Online Safety Act was. I did submit one scan of my face to the company, and I was very pissed off that I had to do that because I don't want to have to give my sensitive data away so that I can access important things online. But now that I know, I will never submit my ID to those ID walls that they are now doing, because we very much know the consequences of what happens when those ID check websites get hacked, as we saw with T. Now, the distinction between neurodivergent and neurotypical people here is that a lot of the neurotypical people don't see the problem with that at all. They'll either look at the article and say, oh, I have nothing to hide, or they will not even know of the bad consequences of this at all. Heck, I even saw one popular kid, a neurotypical kid, but I think he has ADHD as well. He posted someone's ID on his story. He potentially let him get identity frauded. How crazy is that? Anyway, us people with autism, the ones who are always 2 steps ahead, know the dangers of providing your identity online. And why are we always 2 steps ahead? Is this lived experience? Well, yes. Don't you realise that a lot of people who have autism or are neurodivergent have been bullied in the past? So therefore, we know, we've trained ourselves with our experiences with the bullies on how to overcome situations like this. We are more quick-witted. We know how to combat these situations. Because we were hard done by the neurotypical bullies, we have adapted and overcame the struggles of the past, which has made us more resilient to when we're being attacked. May it not be by a bully this time, but rather the Online Safety Act. And we resist, and we will be all right when the hacks come in. Anyway, me making this content means my face is out there for YouTube's AI to train or whatever. But at least they don't have my ID documents. You've got to be impartial here. If you're a content creator, the privacy of what you look like is exposed to the internet. But a lot of us are okay with that, and that's fine. We want our faces to be published. Me and every other YouTuber who posts their face. And so we're okay with that. But we've got to stay 2 steps ahead, always. And so us neurodivergent people are leading the charge in making the world a better place. Like I've said with my video where I talked about autistic people pioneering world cultures, pioneering world technologies, we are always 2 steps ahead. And that is why, if you are neurodivergent or autistic, you must realise that you are the pioneer in some sort of life. It doesn't have to be technology. It doesn't have to be culture. It can be maths, art, any of those amazing subjects you loved at school. But the question is, how are you going to go about your passions? Will you forever continue to watch the content of people living out your dream, or are you going to live the dream life yourself? And if people come in and try and take your freedom away, will you let them do it, or will you stay 2 steps ahead? I would like to leave you with that thought to dwell on for a few minutes. And before you go, if you would like personalised one-to-one help with me to overcome your social difficulties of having autism, I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome over 18 years ago, and in all that time I've overcome the social difficulties of having autism and general day-to-day struggles I have overcome, to the point where, in the last 5 years, nobody has been able to tell that I have autism from my first impression of speaking to them. So if you would like my help with that, please check the link in the description. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please think about your potential as a person with autism and always stay 2 steps ahead in your field or passion, whatever you may choose. You are the boss here. You decide your life. Stay free, stay safe, and I hope you learned a bit more about yourself today. Thank you very much for listening. Take care and see you in the next video.